I still do it the same. My 20s was so fun.
Yeah.
Do it again. I miss them. I miss them real bad. Do it again. Yeah. Even if you don't do that no more, they need to know that you don't do it no more, that you used to be like that. Like, you got to let people know.
But growth.
Soften up the mess. Drop it in the water. Let the daughter find an image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe. Spinning through identity. Reveal another pretty little scheme. Save her mind. Hold her hand.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of DiscovHER. This week is special because we have another guest. I'm going to let her go ahead and introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Owenu. I also go by the name of Ask Jenn. I am the host of a show called Ask Jenn on the Uprising Network on YouTube. I also host events, parties. I am a mother of one. I am a social worker, and I am enjoying the season that I'm in right now.
I love that. So first things first, everyone's excited that Ask Jenn it's going to be back by the time this comes out.
A lot of people are excited, and I'm excited too. I miss recording. I miss being in front of a screen. I've been consuming so much content lately. Like, I've been watching so many other people's shows. I'm like, I am excited to see mine grow alongside so many other like talented productions that I've seen grow as well. So I'm just looking and talking to my audience and answering y'all questions and like, talking. I miss going back and forth on the screen.
I feel like for me, when I took a break, I always go back and I'm like, I feel the best, like I'm doing the best, the happiest when I'm doing like my podcast. Is that how it is for you?
Yes.
Kinda?
I always say, and this is like ever since I started recording Ask Jenn, the first day of the recording, the whole day be fun as fuck. I be having a time of my life. Every season that happens, the first day I record be a good day. And it's just like, girl, the days you record are good days. Oh, every first recording is a good day. This season, great. First season ever, great. It's just my life is better.
Yeah, I love that. We're going to get right into it.
Okay.
So one of the first things I want to talk to you about is your community.
Okay.
I feel like you have a ride or die community. Super engaged, talk to you, show up to the things that you like. The Pilates class you did for the mom community. I'm like, oh, Jenn hosting this?
Also, Alexa's classes sell out anyway. That's another thing. Like, I just know. So when you talk about community, it's just like, I know so many people and I support so many people, and I am seeing a lot of people in the same spaces. I've built so many relationships. So it's just like, it looked like it's my community, but I'm like, it's literally just people I know who believe in me just like I believe in them, and we show it to each other. Like, it's nice.
Yes.
And people who do things with me and are a part of my community believe in me, and I'm grateful, and I just try to be that for other people. Because people go hard for me.
They do. Including me.
Yeah, okay.
So when did it really first start out as far as like your social media presence and brand of Ask Jenn?
Oh, that's a very good question. So for me, like, it really started on Twitter. Like, I've been on Twitter forever, and I started to like gain a following. Like, people who I knew had always followed me. Like, I went to Michigan State, so a lot of people from state follow me. But it's just like, when you're in college, that network grows. People graduate and go all over, and it's just like, I really feel like that's how it started moving. Like, people going elsewhere and talking about me or mentioning me. Follow this girl. And it turned into like something else. Yeah. I read a lot. I watch a lot of news. So like, when stuff is going on, like, people ask me things. So like, that's how it started. Or like, I'm a avid consumer. I will buy something. I love buying stuff. I love getting services. So I always got something to say about something, and that became a thing. Yeah. I had a really good friend named Kelly. I've known her since like elementary school. She used to always say like, I don't ask Jeeves, I ask Jenn. She asked me everything. So when Barry proposed me to do the show, and he was like, what would you name it? I thought about my friend Kelly. I was like, Ask Jenn.
Yeah, period. It came clearly.
It was so quick.
I love what you said about like everybody going elsewhere and doing the different things. And I was watching your episode with Aaron, Heavy on the Feelings, and my favorite clip is when he was like, I don't have to do nothing. And that's your vibe now in your 30s.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, and I have been thinking this for the past couple months, sometimes as women in our 20s, we just be doing too much. And we be so hard on ourselves. and it just be like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. Like, you know, all of the things. So I'm like, give us some advice.
I am a quitter. I start and stop so many things. It's to the point that I'm not ashamed of that I stop so many things, because it's just like, if I'm not passionate about it, if I believe in my gut and I know what's good for me, if I drop it, if I feel the need to pick it back up, I will. Like if I think it's benefiting me, or if it's something that I miss, or it's something that I see as a need, I'm going to pick it back up. But there's other things that don't need to get picked up, and that's okay. And that's what we spend a lot of our 20s doing. Seeing what we're going to drop in our 30s. So when you say you're doing too much, like you just really just like, I'm tired of not knowing. I need to figure this out. So you get frantic. You get frantic. And it's like, the time is fake. That the timeline that you put in your head, I need to hurry up and do this, it's not even real. You made it up. So it's just like, you can, just like you made it up, you can change it. Change it.
Yeah. Oh.
Change it.
Okay, so going back to like some of my top episodes.
Okay.
One of my top episodes, actually 2 of them are in my top episodes. They're both were about relationships. And I don't really talk about relationships that often on here, because I be wanting us to talk about more things.
Yes.
But I feel like this is a good time to give the girls what they want.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I do not give relationship advice. It's so funny.
So I just want to know, like, looking, like, now that you're in your 30s, looking back on relationships back then, what is something you've realized in hindsight?
You cannot like be what someone wants you to be. Like, it don't matter how hard you try and how hard you force yourself, and how much you want to be who they want you to be. You've seen it with my own 2 eyes. I've done it myself, try to mold into what people, or I want people to think of me. And it's just like, you gonna suffer. You gonna be miserable. Yeah. Don't do that. If you catch yourself doing that, stop that. That's all I've done it. So I want to be the woman you want me to be. What we doing like, and I'm going with, I can't do it anymore. No.
Yeah.
What do I want? Like, and that's all that matter at this point.
Right.
And hopefully what I want and what you want align, so we can do this together.
Yeah. My favorite thing is that you call yourself, and other people call yourself, the Detroit Oprah.
Detroit Oprah.
How do you balance being Detroit's Oprah and being a mom?
I don't balance. I feel like a failure all the time. Like, I'm away from my house doing things like this. I'm spending time outside of my family to do things to grow my brand, but I'm doing it because I hope there's a future. I pray. I hope there's a future where what I'm growing buys me freedom. Yeah. And I promise every moment I miss, I will give it back. I promise. I see the sacrifice in it. I don't like it. Right. But I'm like, sacrifice is hard. I don't like it. I don't balance it. I feel like there are so many days I feel like a failure. But there are so many days that like, I'm doing this so right. My baby loves me. I be thinking like all this time out. She thinking, she like, my mama don't love me. She can't. I get on her nerves. She don't want to be in the house with me. And it's just like the days are so good. I'm like, oh no, my baby loves me.
Yeah. So I feel like, since being a mom myself, coming back home from the hospital, I always say when I came back home and I came back here, I was like, is this even my life? Like, everything felt so differently. And I feel like it is a rush for women to get back into their lives, to do what they have to do. Like, a lot of people have to go back to work in a couple weeks. Like, some people can't, have the time to keep up with the different things. This.
Having a baby almost pushed me off the workforce. Having a baby almost made me stop working completely. So after I had Claire, I was working on a job. The contract for the job ended or whatever. It was a grant. The time had ended. So it was summertime. So I was like, well, I don't have to work until the baby is born. Like, okay, I got laid off. I can get unemployment. Like, I had my wig company at the time that was making me some money. My baby daddy was giving me money. I'm just like, I don't need for anything, but it's just like being a black woman, being in your 20s, feeling like you got to move, feeling like you got to do something. I went and got another job. While I was pregnant and knew I was finna go on maternity leave. But I was so pressed. I went and got another job. I was so fucking tired. And then I went on leave because, I was pregnant, about to have a baby. They told me when I had to come back, they told me like, okay, this is the parameters in which you had to come back. Boom, have Claire in the ICU for 7 days. I'm having her, I had got group B strep. They test you for it before you had a baby and say, if you had a baby, they'll give you antibiotics. Well, when I got tested, I was fine. At the hospital, I was not. So they had to put her on antibiotics. I was like, shit, she got to stay here for a week. That week she was in the hospital, I still had to, like, that still counted as my maternity leave.
Really?
Because I didn't have, so I'm like, I'm already out of work for a week. Okay, I come back, they told me to come back. I'm like, Claire had just got out it was a hospital for the week, and then I was just not feeling it. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. I resigned immediately. So I had stopped working.
Yeah.
And I stopped working for a whole year until I got another job.
Were you happier when you did that?
No, not at all. Like I said, it caused a gap in my career. Like, it was very hard for me to get a job after, and it was only a year. Yeah. It was so hard for me to get a job. And I was like, I had a baby.
Right.
The way I had got my job after I had Claire is somebody saw my resume and she was like, yeah, I'm about to leave my job to start my own company. I would love for you to take my place. I interviewed and I got the job. Somebody
I love that.
Thinking of me and knowing what I went through. And I was like, I haven't worked. She like, are you still working? Like, I saw your resume for another position a year ago and was just curious. I was like, oh no, I just had a baby. I'm looking for a job. And she was like, oh, well, come interview. And that was it.
Wow.
It was very nice. Her name is Leah.
Shout out to Leah.
Shout out to Leah.
Speaking of Claire, I saw your post about you being an autism mom.
Yes.
And it is Autism Awareness Month still when
month.
We're recording this. So how has that journey been for you?
It was very, very difficult because as a mom, I felt horrible, like feeling like I was looking for something to be wrong with her. But it's like the answers that we were getting and the explanations that they were giving us for why, like sensory processing disorder. Oh, she has ADHD. Oh, she's just a late talker. Like there were so many explanations for, but I'm just like, no, there's got to be something deeper. Now that she has her diagnosis, understanding her and how she learns and how she listens and how she wants to be communicated with is so much better. That's off the slightest. I'm like, there's not a test I don't want my daughter to have. If you can tell me something is going on with my daughter, I want to know it immediately. Like, if you think so, go get your child tested. I had to get my daughter tested 6 times. I would like to say that 6 times, 3 different health systems, 6 times.
Wow. And what were some of the signs or things that you noticed that was like, let me check on this?
Late talking. We had put her in like speech services maybe like at 18 months. 2 years, she still wasn't talking. So like that was a big thing. Sensory. I love dressing Claire up. Claire loved clothes. I love clothes. Fabrics. She would scream, holler, tug at her. I'm like, so like the sensory processing. Yeah. And then it's just a lot of stuff that I saw online. Hand leading. Like, oh, instead of telling you something, they walking you up to what they asking for. Or like special interest, get like fixated on something. Like she used to get in moods where she only wanted to play with Play-Doh. She only wanted to watch this show or only wanted to eat this snack. Like it was always a fixation on something. So like those are the stuff that I just saw with her. And I was right.
You knew.
I knew.
Your mama intuition, it was telling you. Taking things back a little bit to Ask Jenn, what were some of your favorite episodes, if you have any?
Oh my gosh. So Alicia Baumgartner, I keep saying that, the boxer. I love that episode. First of all, we pulled up on her at the gym. It was on the 4th of July, right before her title defense fight. And she been all on socials. Her beef with like Clarissa Shields. And it's just like, when I met this woman, I knew she was different. Like, I'm like, I knew she was different. And I'm like, it's proven to be 100% right. Yeah. Everybody wants to smoke with her. She's sweet. Everybody. She can't be fucked with. And she talks so much shit that episode. Oh, I love Alicia Baumgartner. Her, Dennis Reed. Dennis Reed is a purebred hustler. He is the owner of Dennis Reed Productions. He does a lot of movies on Tubi. People call him Mr. Tubi. Former drug dealer. The way he think of making movies is like selling dope. It's very calculated. There's a formula. It's very he know what he's doing. I love the episode with Dennis Reed. What is my other Mia Ray. I'm a glamaholic through and through. You see me throughout her supporting her throughout her journey. It's just like to see her at that moment. I felt so proud and so like connected. I have so many. Mac Nichols, that's another episode. Mac Nichols episode showed people, I can talk to men. Before people like Ask Jenn's a show for girls. Yes. Mac Nichols episode, found me on the street, be like, you interview Mac Nichols. I'm like, yeah, and it's one of my most watched episodes. Yeah, that was another one.
And you have done a lot of cool stuff, like what you said, going to the boxing ring, recording in Mia Ray's pop-up shop. Yeah. I like being on location. Like, I enjoy it just because, like, seeing people in their element.
Joining
them in their space. Going into this next season and this new chapter of life, what are some things you're hoping to do, to achieve?
I want what you were mentioning about community. I just want it to grow. Like, I know there are women out there who can relate to me and watch my content and see them and want to see me win. I just hope more of them find me. Like, that's all I want. Like, this year is about expansion. I want to see how good it can get. I want to see how far it can go. And that's what I'm working on. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Thank you. Like, I'm so happy. Like you said, I feel my best when I'm working. Like, I feel my best when I'm recording Ask Jenn. I'm so excited. And I'm only getting better.
You are.
I'm only getting better.
Can see it throughout, like, the episodes. And I love that. And I feel like when I took the break, something I realized is I don't like to let myself go too long. Like, if I need to take a break, absolutely. Like, our mental health is more important, or whatever we have going on. And for me, it was, I'm pregnant. I'm about to have a baby. I'm going through the biggest life change ever.
Okay.
But, like, taking that break for such a long time, it's like, I need to, if I'm going to take a break, I need it to be, like, for a certain time. Because if it's too long, then it's like, I'm going to keep dragging it out, keep dragging it out, keep dragging it out. So how are you staying on top of doing what you need to do in terms of the show? I
work with a team. Like, I don't want anyone to see Ask Jenn and think I do this alone. Barry is the producer of my show. He's the owner of the Uprising Network, and he edits the show. And he has his own content, own brand, Uprising Shop. He has his own things to manage. Aaron, the producer of my show, Aaron is creating Hey Me First, Heavy on the Feeling. She has her own talk show. I was on it. Please watch her episode. It is so good. It is so good. Erin, I love you. She works on the show. I have another camera operating. Oh, and he's our Laron, and he's our music supervisor. I need music for like on a scene episode. When I don't use my theme song, he usually sources that music, which is nice. Audio engineer JG, Audio Wave Network, podcast studio, very like meticulous, has his own brand. Again, we all got our own things, and they all keep me on top of it. So like, all of them, they hold me accountable. When I wasn't recording, they was asking me all the time, when is Ask Jenn coming back?
Right, what we about to do?
They hold me accountable. They do the work, and I'm grateful.
Yeah.
So it's the team.
Yeah. And how did you achieve having a team or building that? Again,
I like being liked. I have relationships. Like, people like me and want to see me win. And like, the show could be better if you do this. And I listen to him. Aaron literally made my show better. Aaron. And when I invited her to record, so I was recording an episode of Ask Jenn, and I invited her because she was my homegirl, and we were going to go out after. But I'm like, I'm recording. If you want to come to the recording, like, that's completely fine. Pulled up and started working immediately. And she's been working on the show ever since.
I love that.
So when she asked me to do her show, I was like, duh.
Absolutely.
I will do anything for you.
Absolutely. And you literally said that in the episode. Like, yes. You're my friend. I would do anything for you. Even if it's work.
Even if it's work. Oh, I went to her house literally this week.
Okay.
And she has a pop-up the day we're recording. She has a pop-up today. Well, her lifestyle company, Candles is Just First, Hey Me First, whatever. Literally, she could not stop talking about the pop-up. We hanging out. I'm like, we were supposed to eat pizza, watch TV. Like, I bought brownies. Like, we were having a good night. She's like, I gotta work. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. But I was like, but if you stop working right now, what you gonna do when you start again? She's like, work. And I was like, okay, well, you may as well just stop. So we hung out. She didn't do anything. And she woke up. She texted me the next day. She said, I woke up so refreshed. I said, we needed it. We needed it. It was such a good hangout.
Yeah. Since we're wrapping up or coming to the end, one of the things I want to ask you would you rather relive your 20s, not remembering anything, but do the same thing over again? Or relive your 20s and, you have this newfound wisdom, hindsight, looking back?
I would do my 20s the exact way I did it. I had a ball. I had so much. From the day I turned 21 on forward, I had a ball. I would do my 20s. I would go harder. If I can't go back with no knowledge, I still do it the same. My 20s was so fun.
Yeah.
Do it again. I miss them. I miss them real bad. Do it again.
Yeah. I feel like looking back now, I'm only halfway through now. But one of the things I've been thinking about is the times I thought like, let me just, calm down a little bit. Let me not do too much. I really feel like I should have did more. Even when it's like, I shouldn't have said. Actually, I should have said a whole lot more.
It's just like, people need to know not to be able to try you. So even if you stop, people got their moments to remember, like, yeah, that's not the one. So I feel like, like when people, I wish I would have reeled it in. Like, no, people need to know not to fuck with you.
Period.
Even if you don't do that no more, they need to know that
you don't do it no more,
that you used to be like that. Like, you got to let people know.
But growth. But still.
So
happy you came on the show,
thank
y'all.
you for having me.
I love Jen. I love
I
her
love you
show.
too.
We're having a moment, but I hope you do more events too. I know you're gonna do more live shows.
I cannot stop getting asked about live shows. Live shows coming. The live shows coming. I have to plan it. Like, we are in April. Like, summer is around the corner. Like, bitch, when you doing it? I gotta figure this out.
Where are we gonna be at?
Where are we finna be at? I want a live show. I want it bigger. And I want to do like more events. I'm working on something for Mother's Day. Like, pray for me. Like, I'm trying to get something for not Mother's Day specifically, but like, you know, Mother's Day, but it's also Mental Health Awareness Month in May. So I want to do a mom's wellness event. So by the time this episode come out, maybe it'll be time to buy tickets for that. We'll see. But it's happening. I got stuff to do. I have so many community. I have so many more opportunities to get women together. And that's what I'm going to do.
And you will. And we're going to come out.
And y'all going to come out and look cute. Y'all be so cute.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing. And we can't wait to see you on Ask Jenn.
Thank you.
On the Uprising Network.
Yes, ma'am.
Until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.